Welcome back everybody to the Ready or Not lore series, where in today's episode we will discuss the Seraglio. This video will be divided up into two sections, the first being all in-game / developer confirmed information, and the second being my own theories as to where the world and story may go in the future.
Move quickly and clear the area.
The son of a Qatari oligarch recently collected the Seraglio, a luxury vessel currently under an outstanding bolo order due to recent sexual assault reports. Sighted in Los Sueños, the vessel draws coast's attention and the situation escalates to kidnapping and hostages, so SWAT is called to board. Civilians on the boat are Kelly Lawson, a young and naive girl who was easily bedazzled by the charm and wit of Saeed bin Khalid when he approached her and sold her the idea of a free luxury cruise trip. What seemed like an exciting opportunity quickly turned into a nightmare. Lawson had come to Los Sueños for an extended visit to see her friend in town. She was originally from the Midwest. Her naivete made her the perfect target for predators, like Saeed bin Khalid. Reports suggest that she had cold feet when boarding the boat and was forcibly grabbed and carried on board. Mackenzie Croft, a 21-year-old nightclub barmaid and college student, has no criminal record or prior involvement with unsavory characters. A native of the West Coast, she lives at home with her parents and younger brother. Her mother is disabled, her father is a blue-collar electrician, and her younger brother is a small-time video game streamer. Despite the challenges, Croft harbors dreams of a better life and works diligently at the nightclub to finance her college tuition. One night, while serving drinks during her shift, she caught the attention of Saeed bin Khalid, who scoped her out for his eventual voyage, a trip that would leave her stranded out at sea. Joshua Allen, a close friend of Mackenzie Croft since high school. Allen is a hardworking and honest American citizen with a clean record. Suspects on site are Saeed bin Khalid. The son of a wealthy, influential oligarch in Qatar, Khalid lives a life of total disregard for others, chasing pleasure at every opportunity. He employs a small, highly trusted security detail who follow his orders without question or hesitation. Khalid commands respect through money and fear. His escapades of debauchery stretch far beyond this incident, with numerous parties and alleged victims, crimes that were never reported, across the country. Noor al-Kabi, a hardened and experienced former Qatari Royal Guard Brigade commander, al-Kabi is now the lead operative for Crescent Shadow Security, Khalid's personal security detail. Known for his undying loyalty and willingness to kill for Khalid without hesitation, al-Kabi's allegiance is rooted in shared nationhood and years of history. Although not a close friend, he is richly rewarded for his service and he acts as Khalid's most obedient servant. Hamid al-Subai, a long-standing personal bodyguard to Khalid and senior member of Crescent Shadow Security under al-Kabi's command, al-Subai is deeply entrenched in Khalid's debauchery. He has been a part of many of Khalid's illicit affairs and is perhaps the closest thing Khalid has to a true friend or ally. With that, let's listen to the 911 calls and the mission briefing.
911, this call is being recorded. What's your emergency?
Hi, yeah, I'm down at Watt Beach and there's this boat being loaded up and a lot of people are getting on board and, well, one of them girls started shouting and someone just picked her up and took her inside the cabin. I don't know what's going on, but it just didn't seem right, you know?
Thank you, sir. Can I take your name?
My name? Sure, it's Mark Russell.
Thank you, Mark. You say you're at Watt Beach?
Yeah, I'm down by the docks. There's this big-ass boat down there and a whole bunch of people are getting on and, well, like I said, something about it doesn't sit right.
Mark, can you identify this boat for me?
Yeah, of course. Again, like I said, big-ass boat, almost like a luxury cruiser. I think it was called Seraglio. I saw the name on it.
And was this girl you mentioned, was she taken against her will?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they were all getting on board, a whole group of people. Looks like they were having some sort of party. Then this one girl yelled, got picked up and carried inside.
Sir, this line's for emergencies only. And if you can't confirm that there's an emergency in progress, then I'm gonna have to terminate this call.
I'm sorry. I just saw something and, well, you can't trust anybody these days. It's not an emergency, but it doesn't feel right.
Thank you for calling, but I'm going to have to terminate this call.
Okay. that's fine. I was just doing what I thought was right.
911, this call is being recorded. What is your emergency?
Help. You have to help me. Please. I'm trapped. We're out at sea. They've just killed someone, and I can't even... Oh, please, you have to help.
Okay, ma'am. I'm going to have to ask you to calm down. Otherwise, I can't help.
Please. Please come and get me. You need to stop them.
Ma'am, listen to me. Take a deep breath. Let's start with your name.
Kelly. My name's Kelly.
That's great, Kelly. Now, can you tell me again, slowly, what happened?
I'm on a boat. There was supposed to be a party, but it's not. I didn't want to stay, but they carried me on board. I don't know where we are or where they're taking us, but these men, they're horrible. There's guns and drugs, and they tried to with me, but I ran away.
Okay, stay calm. Are you safe?
I don't know. They're looking for me. There's nowhere for me to go. Please. They already killed people. I don't want to die.
You're not going to die, Kelly. I've alerted the coast and the LSPD. Do you happen to know the name of the boat you're on?
No. I think it started with an S or something. It's a big boat. This guy has money. Oh, God. They found me. Please.
We've been looking for you.
Everybody, take a seat. Here's what we've got. We've had a call come through from a young woman trapped on a boat off the coast. She claims she's being held against her will, but was unable to give us many usable details. Her call to 911 was fraught, and it didn't end well. From what we can deduce from her call, she is on board a boat called the Seraglio. We have an active BOLO order for this vessel in connection with a serious sexual assault claim made a few days ago. However, before you start thinking of this being an easy night, the boat is owned by Fahad bin Khalid, a Qatari oligarch with a lot of influence globally. I don't think I need to repeat myself on that matter. The Seraglio is not your ordinary boat for weekend fishing with the boys. It's basically a floating mansion. It's high-tech, high security, and on the move. So when we get to it, they'll see us coming and have ample time to prepare themselves. We need to move fast on this. But here's the second caveat. We are led to believe that bin Khalid's son, Saeed, is behind all of this. He collected the boat from the manufacturers around a week ago and has been using it ever since to live out a debaucherous life fueled by drink, drugs, and whatever else he can find. We need to be careful with this one. I do not want that man harmed, no matter what he's done. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Here's another kicker for us all. The first call came in around an hour before we received word from the boat. A witness saw a girl being carried onto the boat against her will. It was written off as partygoers having fun, but if the press get wind of it, you know exactly how they'll spin it. I know we're still getting used to this whole maritime mission concept, and the coast is being briefed and will provide whatever cover they can. But this man is a dangerous felon with a complete disregard for his victims. I want him stopped and taken in quickly before this escalates further. But for the love of God, do not kill this motherfucker.
So, Team Lead has made it very clear that Khalid is to not be harmed during this mission for fear of creating an international incident. However, based on this guy's track record, it seems as though this has been a long time coming. Arriving on the Seraglio, we see it is basically a floating mansion. It comes equipped with a hot tub, a pool, multiple rooms, a luxury bar, and so much more. This boat is opulence incarnate. Beginning on the top floor and moving down, we enter the bridge and don't find much. However, if we go to the control panel and press this button, Judge will say this.
This is LSPD SWAT. We have control of Seraglio, and we'll bring her into port. We have a number of casualties and suspects on board.
Copy that, OSPD. We'll make arrangements and have units standing by.
Also, and I assure you this is incredibly important to the overall lore of the game, if we press this button, we can indeed honk the horn. Moving down one level into, presumably, Khalid's office, we can find a shocking sight. Blood is smeared across the floor, leading down the stairs into the depths of the ship. Looking on Khalid's desk, we can find his open laptop with an email replying to his father that reads, Father, stop trying to contact me. I am establishing an extremely important business opportunity in America, and you've always told me to establish myself in the world and embrace other cultures to better understand the sanctity of our own. Please understand, I am doing everything in the interest of our home and family name. Do not interfere. All the accounts will be settled before my return home. These trips are important for establishing a foothold in the Western market. I will not disgrace you. Nearby, we can find a note left by Noor al-Kabi that says, Saeed, we have an issue. I want to remind you to not do anything reckless. Do not get caught at all on TV, social media, or anything. We already have enough of a mess on our plate. Following the blood trail down into the kitchen, we can find the body of a man. It's unknown who he was. Looking at the completed objectives, it mentions that he is likely one of the Crescent Shadow security, but he's in some pretty casual wear for security, and based on what the civilians say around this map, it seems as though somebody murdered this man due to some kind of disagreement. I assume it was after Khalid got a bit handsy with one of the girls, and he tried to break it up, causing a fight, and either Khalid himself or one of his men killed him on Khalid's orders. Regardless, this murder goes a little bit deeper, as when entering Khalid's bedroom, we can find a to-do list by his bedside reading 9/14/27. Dump the body and move ports ASAP. Conference call about property development. Email father. Remind the kitchen to avoid tomatoes in my food. The fact that Khalid has dumped the body on the same list as don't put tomatoes on my food really shows us the mental state of this man and his total disregard for human life. And on that sad note, that's really all the important lore bits on this map. So let's look at the evidence we collected on this operation. First, we have a rare, limitless credit card belonging to the Qatari oligarch's son. Next, we have a humble keychain with multiple keys and charms, including a photo keyring of Joshua with his younger brother, Caleb. And finally, a pearl-encrusted tasbih. The presence of the tasbih beads shows the duality of Khalid, as despite his debaucherous ways, his faith still remains deep-rooted in his psyche. The luxurious nature of the beads with the ornate case alludes perhaps to an emotional connection. And with that, let's discuss a few things. So let's start by talking about the name of the yacht, the Seraglio. Interestingly enough, the name carries significant symbolic weight, actually reflecting the narrative and themes of the mission, telling us what's about to happen before we even set foot on the boat. The name is derived from the Italian word, and pardon my horrible pronunciation, Seraglio, and the Turkish word saray, meaning palace or enclosure. It historically referred to the secluded quarters of women in the Ottoman palaces, often associated with harems and the exploitation of women under strict control. This aligns pretty well with the boat's purpose in the story, a floating palace where Khalid lures, confines, and exploits women, stripping them of their freedom. The opulent design of the boat, complete with pools, bars, and luxurious amenities, symbolizes Khalid's wealth, power, and hedonistic lifestyle, while also emphasizing his disregard for human life. Ultimately, with this context, the name sets the tone for the mission, displaying themes of power, abuse, moral decay, and the cost of unchecked privilege, while also offering insight into Khalid's worldview, where others exist solely for his pleasure and convenience. And speaking of Khalid, he exhibits clear traits of psychopathy. Khalid's actions, such as manipulating and exploiting young women, killing a member of his own security team, and treating a murder victim's disposal as a mundane task, demonstrates a lack of empathy and regard for others' lives. His ability to charm and manipulate others, as seen with Kelly Lawson and Mackenzie Croft, is also a hallmark of psychopathy. He uses his wealth and charisma to lure victims into dangerous situations without any apparent conscience. Also, Khalid's email to his father reflects arrogance and a sense of entitlement. He justifies his actions under the guise of securing important business opportunities, implying that he views himself as above reproach and his goals are paramount, even at the expense of others' well-being. And despite Al-Kabi's warning to avoid reckless behavior, Khalid demonstrates no concern for the potential fallout of his actions. His track record suggests a long history of impunity, reinforcing his belief that he is untouchable. Now, whether or not this whole incident will result in anything more than a rich kid getting away with murder remains to be seen. I think it's safe to say Khalid won't remain in custody for long, but the question is, will he learn anything from this incident? No, of course not.